What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Mike.
And I'm Brit.
And it is February 1st, which means it's time for another budget video. So what Bernie and I like to do is kind of budget before the month starts, so we kind of like get all of our finances ready to go for the month, and then the month starts and we know like exactly how much money we're spending, well, maybe not exactly how much money we're spending, but more or less.
A good projection.
Yeah, a good projection. So we have a good projection for the month and we can just get going, get down to business. So this month we have some major things going on. Brittany and I are buying a house, which this is the first house that Brittany and I have ever owned. And our income, so with buying a house comes a lot of expenses. You know, we have expenses for moving, closing costs, and a few other things related to the house that we'll show you guys in a minute here. Our income is also a decent amount higher than it usually is this month, which is a good thing. Brittany's getting back to work. She had shoulder surgery a while ago, if you haven't been following the channel. I'm self-employed, and so typically how I get paid for the vast majority of what I do is kind of like on a net 45 pay schedule. So I've done a couple of larger jobs in the past 45 days that I'll finally be getting paid for this month. So my income is going to be pretty good. So yeah, overall our income is going to be good. Our expenses are going to be through the roof. But yeah, it should be an exciting month. So with that being said, let's get into it. Okay, so there are different ways of doing a budget. There's like the zero-based budget. There's a every dollar budget, which I haven't really researched all that much. There's an irregular income budget. And, you know, of course, you know, everybody kind of has different goals with their finances. Our budget is based on an irregular income since I'm self-employed. Brittany has a regular income more or less, and my income fluctuates all the time. So our budget is kind of based on not really knowing for sure how much money we're going to earn per month. When I say that, I don't mean like, well, you know, our income could fluctuate a few $100s here or there. I mean, our income could fluctuate like $5,000 or $10,000 here or there. So that's kind of the budget that we run. And up until this point in our lives, and probably for the next 6 or 12 months, our budgets will be geared towards saving money. So in other words, we're going to have all of our expenses first, our income kind of below that, and then whatever money is left over after all of our expenses are paid, that just goes straight into savings. We're going to have some goals, some pretty large goals a year from now with that money, which we'll get into later. But yeah, that's just kind of an introduction to how we budget every month. Okay, so the first item on our list is food. And this pretty much stays the same every month. We budget $575. We didn't quite hit that last month.
We generally stay around $575 and under.
Yeah. Okay, so the next item on the list is rent. And rent for us is normally $1,240 per month. We're paying double this month because we're breaking our lease early. Thankfully, we only have to pay 1 month's rent to do that, not like the remainder of our lease. If we had to do the remainder of our lease, it'd be like another 6 months of $1,240. And if that were the case, we wouldn't be moving. $1,240 times 2, that's how much money we're going to pay in rent this month. Utilities, we budgeted $154.
We're usually under, I would say.
We've consistently been under that, but you know, it is the middle of the winter. We don't know how cold February is going to be. January was pretty mild, considering. I mean, there was maybe like a week where it got pretty cold, but other than that, temperatures have been in like the 50s, sometimes in the 60s. So gasoline, we're budgeting $140. We'll see how this goes. Brittany's going to be driving to work every single day, or not every single day, but 5 days a week this month. And I'm not really sure how much I'm driving. We'll see how we'll see how 140 does. Health insurance is taken out of Brittany's paycheck, so we don't really budget any of that for our monthly expenses. Our auto insurance, okay, so I should specify this $185 expense under auto insurance. This is auto insurance. It is our renter's insurance, and it's also a personal property insurance that we have. This auto insurance has consistently gone up, or the automotive insurance part of this expense has consistently gone up over the years, and we're thinking about maybe looking around, shopping around to see if we can get quotes, to see if we can find a company who, well, it's not really with a company. It's kind of a long story, but Georgia has consistently been raising insurance premiums.
That's what we've been told. For
a while, yeah. So it's not necessarily our insurance company who keeps raising the prices, but we could shop around and see. I think a year ago we were paying closer to $165 for everything for that. Okay, life insurance. I have a life insurance policy on me that's $1149. It's easier just to budget $12 a month, just a round number, so that's what we do. Phones, $150 this month. Both Brittany and I are under our family's plan. I've already paid my phone for the month, so Brittany needs to pay her family for her phone for a few months.
Thank you. We're going to be shopping around and seeing if we can find a plan that we can get on ourselves, and I get a discount through work, so we'll see.
All right, internet is $85, and that's a set cost, $85. Car repairs, we always budget $100 a month for car repairs, even if nothing happens. And this is just so like we kind of have something set aside in our minds, at least, if we need to get an oil change or something comes up, something small or whatever. Haircuts, this is $20. That's basically just for me. Brittany got a haircut last month, so she usually gets a haircut like once every other month. Gym is something we're going to be budgeting for probably starting 2 or 3 months from now.
Yeah.
But it's $0 for this month. Fun money. This is money that we kind of give ourselves to go out, have fun with, go out to eat, whatever, see a movie. But yeah, this month it's $50. Brittany's money, right below that, is money that Brittany gets just for herself because she likes getting clothes or shoes or whatever. So that's money that she can just do on her own. But since we have so many expenses with the house this month, she is forgoing that amount. And we're just going to share the $50 of fun money for both of us.
Medical, this is probably higher than what it's going to be, but we budgeted $1,600 just in case.
Yeah, all of these numbers, we try and budget like just maybe slightly more than we need to, just so like if we have any surprises, usually they're not bad ones, they're good ones. Good ones in that we're saving a little bit of money. So this $1,600 is for Brittany's surgery and a couple of doctor's visits that we have coming up. We're still waiting to get a couple of bills in the mail from insurance. When we do, those will be paid. The $1,600 here is kind of like the cap on how much we think it could actually be. Miscellaneous, it's always a good thing to have a miscellaneous category in your budget because, or at least in our case, there's always things that we don't think about that come up, and things that as hard as I try to think about every single thing we have to do in the month, there's just always something that comes up that slips my mind, or like something that gets thrown in there that we didn't think about or needs to be purchased or needs to be paid for. So that's why we have a $150 miscellaneous fund. Okay, getting into the house. Yeah. Moving expenses, $3,750. This not only covers movers, a rental truck, or like a moving truck, because Brittany and I both have sedans. This is going to pay for blinds, and it's also going to pay for a washer and dryer. And what I'm planning on doing is, after we move into the house, is making a separate like finance video specific
for the house.
For the house. So like in that video, I'll break that cost down even more and go over everything, including the next item on our budget, which is closing on the house. So this includes the rest of our down payment. We've already put a little bit of a down payment down. So this includes the rest of our down payment and closing costs and a couple of other things. $26,000 for that. And again, that number will be broken down in much more detail in the video about the house. So if you're interested in watching that or following along with our house buying process, hit that subscribe button because we have a lot more videos coming to the channel about that. Okay, so in total, our expenses for the month come to $35,447. So technically, I don't know if I want to call that all expenses because, well, it's money. All of that money is coming out of our bank accounts, but the money that we're putting toward the house is staying in the house. It's not like we're losing it. It's just wrapped up in the house for the time being. And
hopefully for an investment in the house.
Hopefully the value of the house will go up over time and our money will grow. Okay, so yeah, total expenses / investments for the month, $35,447. So like I said at the beginning of the video, our budget is based on an irregular income. So expenses are going first, our income is going second. So this bottom part of our budget has to do with the amount of money we have in all of our accounts and our income. So if you navigate over here to the left side, you have a list of accounts. Now this goes through our personal checking, business checking, personal and business savings. We have a lot of money parked in some high yield checking and savings account in particular. And the very last account that we have is blocked out because just for privacy reasons, we don't want the name of the bank out there in public quite yet. Okay, the column right next to our accounts is the amount of money that we have in each of those. And these are like either operating income or just savings. The vast majority of our money is in the high yield savings account right now because that's where we earn the most return on our money. And that account is where we're going to be paying all of our housing expenses, closing, moving, etc. Our projected gain column is our income column. Before I go there, if we navigate down here to this number below all of our current, this is the amount of money we have currently right now in all of our accounts, checking and savings combined, $50,818.03. If you watch the January update budget video, that number is down about $1,800 from the beginning of the month, $1,800 or $1,900, just because we've had some. This month is kind of unique to us in that Brittany wasn't working much and I was working, but I just wasn't getting paid. So if you're interested in that story, you can go back and watch our previous budget videos. But anyways, that's the amount of money we have currently. The next column is our projected gain, which means the amount of money we expect to earn more or less this month. So Brittany is under an NDA. She legally cannot tell anyone her income, or at least publicly. So that's why we have these columns blanked out because, we don't want to get in trouble. So her income is blanked out and my income is blacked out because if you guys knew my income, then you could figure out hers. But anyways, our total income for the month is about $11,500. It may be a little bit more than that, just depending. But that's pretty good for us. Usually it's between like 5 and 10. So 11.5 is pretty good. The next column is kind of our expenses, all the expenses that we're going to be taking out of each account. Usually what happens is we'll transfer money here and there throughout the month when we need to. And that's going to be the case here. It's just easier if we have all of this money kind of in one or two places. Minus $5,687 for, I typed that in wrong. So this needs to be minus 5697. Okay, so the first number in our expenses correctly now is $5,697. That's basically all of our expenses for the month up until our moving and house costs. The $100 that's going to be taken out of my business account, that may be $100, maybe less, maybe be a little bit more, I'm not really sure. But if it's more, it shouldn't be too much more. Our high yield savings account, this is where closing costs and all of the expenses for the house are going to be coming out. And then the net column right here is basically how much money we have after all that's complete. So after all of our expenses are paid for this month, after we have paid all of our moving expenses, we purchased blinds, washer and dryer, all that stuff, we've closed on the house, we've moved in, we should have $26,825.69 or thereabouts, which is very good because our new 6-month emergency fund is $21,000. So this will give us a few $1,000s more to buy some furniture with, to maybe upgrade the home even more, or we could put more money down on the home. So we haven't really decided what we're going to do, but it's nice to see that we're going to have more than our 6-month emergency fund in place when we move in. And obviously, we want the vast majority of that to be in one account. So more than likely, that's what's going to happen. Is after we close, we'll just kind of consolidate things and put most of that into our high yield savings account and maybe have a few $1,000s spread out here and there aside from that. All right, so that is our budget for February 2020. If you're new to budgeting and have any questions about the process, please feel free to leave us a comment below. We respond to pretty much everything. We don't get many comments, we don't have many subscribers, but the comments that we do get, we reply to. So buying a house, or at least doing some financial research into buying a house, Brittany and I have learned a lot. There's a lot that goes into it, a lot more than what meets the eye. Yeah, it was CNBC Make It published an article not too long ago about the vast majority of millennials who do purchase a home, regretting it. And what the article found was one of the biggest reasons why is that there were so many hidden costs in buying a home or home ownership. They were surprising to these new homeowners. And there is even a story in there about this probably does not represent the norm at all. No. But there is one story in this article about this home buyer who was confused about actually having to pay closing costs or a down payment. It was one of the two. I'm going to mention the article again in the more detailed finance video about the house that we're buying. But yeah, there's a lot that goes into buying a home. And I kind of feel like most people who buy, or at least the idea I got from this article was that the vast majority of people they surveyed who bought homes were just not financially prepared for them. They didn't do their research. They didn't have enough money on the side parked away in case something happened, which is why it's so very important to budget and save your money and have an emergency fund so you can be financially prepared for the future, whatever happens. So yeah, if Brittany and I hadn't been doing this budget for so long, I'm not sure that we would be able to purchase a house right now. We definitely wouldn't be in the financial position that we're in now to be very comfortable after we move in. Everything's paid for and all we have to worry about is just investing at this point. If you're interested in more of that, just tune in for our more detailed house finance video. All right, that being said, thanks so much for watching, guys. We really appreciate it. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
So anyways, this month we... You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Not going there.